Hello guys, How to Minecraft is here, and in this episode we'll look at some cool exploration mods, decorative mods, and even a mod that reworks the Ender Dragon. I would really appreciate a like and a subscription, but honestly do whatever you want, so let's get started. I know a lot of people play Minecraft because they can build cool castles, futuristic cities, and other stuff. So let's start with Blockist mod. It adds hundreds of decorative blocks for any theme you might want: medieval, nether, rainbow. You can see for yourself how big the block variety in this mod. Here's my favorite part: blocks from early versions of Minecraft. I doubt that a lot of players know how the game looked on early stages of development, but I'm sure those who know found it cool. We have a lot of mods to go through, so I can't show you every single block, but there are a few screenshots from the mod's CurseForge page. It describes the mod way better than I can do. If you were paying attention, you could have already noticed something from our second mod. This is the Mauler, one of the mobs that was on the first mob vote but wasn't added to the game because the mob that people have picked was Phantom, and even developers think that it was a mistake. This mod adds a lot of mobs from all the mob votes that we had, and considering that mob votes were cancelled and there will never be a new one, it's nice to get them all in game. Mauler is a small mob that spawns in savannas, badlands, and deserts. But what you can do with it is a great question. Well, you can feed this creature any amount of enchanted items. It doesn't have to be just books. Then once it got extremely big, instead of fighting, you can right-click using glass bottles and get bottles of experience. That's the best way of getting them in the game. The second mob is not exactly a mob that lost the mob vote. In fact, it exists in vanilla Minecraft. You just can't really find or summon it without using cheats. Meet the Illusioner, not the same one, but a reworked version of it. You can find this guy in a new structure, and you can see how good the rework of this mob is. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see this version of the mob in the vanilla game. Also, there's a new totem that it drops. It can be used in a single player, but would be especially interesting against other players since this totem spawns multiple illusions of you before saving you from dying. The structure where you can find this new reworked Illusioner isn't empty. It has several interesting places for you to explore, including this secret trapdoor that leads to a hidden villager. Cool concept that references the huge ladder under the igloo. Now let's check a mob that is so much dangerous than everything I showed to you and everything we have in basic unmodded Minecraft. Make it look like a mini boss. It spawns in its own big structure you can find in the nether dimension, and when you enter it you can immediately start fighting the wildfire. Another mob that lost in the first mob vote. Basically, it's the elite version of a blaze. It shoots you with a giant amount of fireballs. Has some special attacks and has several shields. Without shields he has a lot of health, so don't fight with him until you have diamond gear. By the way, it drops a new material. You can use it to craft a new helmet, and it gives you infinite fire resistance. This is not everything that this structure has inside for you to find. There are a few more layers to it, both at the top and bottom. But even if you already defeated the mini-boss, be aware, it's still dangerous to be here. At least there's a lot of loot for you to grab. Next few mobs are a little more simple. This is the Moobloom, a new variation of a cow. It mostly lives in the flower forests. Besides being cute, it can help you to interact with bees. In snow biomes it's now possible to find another new small house, and just like before, it's not peaceful here. This is an iceologer in this house. If you remember how it was supposed to work if it won the mob vote, in this mod it works exactly the same. You should probably be very cautious while finding him. His ice blocks that he can summon above you are dealing a lot of damage even if you're in a full netherite set. He drops the Totem of Freezing. Its main ability is to basically stun your enemies. Now here's the Glare. This guy can be tamed using glow berries since he really loves lush caves. He can show you areas that are dark enough to spawn. Now we're in a pretty modern mob vote mob, or at least it feels this way. Copper Golem is a cute little dude that aimlessly wanders around until he sees a copper button that's also added by this mod and decides to push it with this cute smooth animation. Why can't we also have the Rascal if we have all other mobs? Well, we actually can. It's completely functional in this mod. Sometimes you will find this cute guy in caves and he will play hide and seek with you 3 times. It's pretty hard to find him because of the way he moves around. By the way, the glowing effect is applied to showcase it better. After finding him 3 times, he will give you a small gift and finally disappear completely. In my case, it was an enchanted pickaxe. One last mob before we move on to different mods. Tough Golem. This guy can be built with any type of wool color, and it can actually change his appearance. This mob serves a decorative purpose of displaying items and walking around. Hope you liked it. I'm going to show you a bunch of smaller mods, and then we'll end the episode with a big boss rework. For the next mod, you might want to go to the nether dimension and find any type of bastions, because you will definitely need a netherite upgrade with the netherite ingot. After that, you also might want to find an ancient city, or a few of them, because the final ingredient for the only item this mod adds is the recovery compass. After combining it all, you will get a new type of compass that's actually useful and maybe even too powerful. Now if we go to the nether, we'll notice how this compass can lead us to the nearest ancient debris. This way you can easily get enough netherite for a full netherite set. That's a mod I won't be showing in every detail because it would be pretty much pointless. But the idea is to make beaches more interesting by adding a lot of small creatures and tiny filler blocks. This is a perfect mod for everyone who thinks that beaches are too boring right now. And I guess we have a lot of people like this. Beaches don't have anything at all in vanilla Minecraft. We've got some mods for those who want to explore the world. So one mod for redstone masters who are just sitting on their base and doing their thing won't hurt. This mod adds different extremely useful components to the list of redstone related items. If you know how these things work in real life, you will find them easy to use. Getting back into mods that bring us new places to explore, or almost new. This is an updated pillager outpost that makes the original vanilla tower look lame. It has several layers now. Some of them have barrels that you can loot, even though there's not a lot of valuable stuff. Just like in vanilla outpost, once you start coming closer to the top layer, you'll notice some vines and leaves. And there's also going to be a renamed pillager you'll have to fight. After that, you can loot all the chests the mod creator put for you and get a little bit higher to find a few more. Overall, a nice rework. Isn't too crazy, but does its job well. Next mod is all about fishing rework. It's not too big, not something outstanding, but just makes it so you can fish the actual fishes. I imagine it can be used in some realistic mod packs. You can also control how far your fishing rod is being thrown. One more classic mod I'm going to show you before we'll check something extremely cool. I'm sure you know this one, but it got updated many times and has a lot of new chest types on modern versions of the game. Instead of boring in small wooden chests, you can simply make chests from materials you can find underground. Each tier of chests has more inventory slots for you to store your items in. Obsidian chest is like the diamond chest, but it can't be blown up, so it's useful against creepers. Netherite chest has so many slots you probably won't need anything else. There are chest upgrades in the mod so you can upgrade your chests without breaking them, and there's also a lot of other stuff such as chests from early versions of the game, upgraded barrels, and small cute decorative chests that have only one slot. Now comes the moment you have all been waiting for, and not only you, it's probably my favorite mod from today's episode too. And while I covered Ender Dragon revamps and totally new boss fights in previous episodes you can watch after this video ends, this one is certainly my favorite. It revamps everything from visuals to crystals and Ender Dragon's attacks. Finally adds a new purpose for phantoms, which I think is the right way of dealing with this mob. Makes old dragon attacks more aggressive and dangerous. The dragon now has a lot more health points. But most importantly, the mod adds entirely new attacks to the boss fight and everything works insanely great without bugs. I will just let you watch the rest of this fight without saying anything. I really hope you liked this episode, and if it's true, then you can watch other ones or subscribe to not miss new episodes. Thank you.